I hope you listen. Kone vini pi waki silva, baka pale almost no patwa. Disappearing the Creole dial, like no respect, no manners, no anything. Get everywhere you take violence and pride. Plaguing the whole of humankind. What we really need, maintain our brain, our cultural tradition. Hold it down and to pass it on. Dem exhibit to pasatapi on the totopili. Dime hula se kondola ali. Esa session like a dinu ibe. Change up with sabe, continue.
All right, the news comes up right about now, right here on DBS Radio. Thanks a lot. Next time you hear the sound of my voice will be for the evening's community bulletin board coming up at 6:30. The news comes up right about now.
There's always a better choice. My one and only station.
DBS Radio.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
Good evening and welcome to the DBS Evening News. I'm your presenter, Alian Christopher. In the headlines, the $2.1 million BNTF-funded Pebush Water Enhancement Project set to be commissioned this month. In news from the region, Hurricane Melissa death toll in Jamaica rises to 45, and internationally, France and Palestine to form joint committee to strengthen Palestinian statehood. The details of the news when we return.
At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 5 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. Loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the evening news. We also welcome listeners of Acoustic Worship Radio. First up in our news, PRO of the Wasco, Kimani Seja, is advising residents of Pebush and nearby areas of temporary water disruptions as the Pebush Water Enhancement Project is nearing completion. The $2.1 million project, funded by the Basic Needs Trust Fund (BNTF), is expected to be commissioned by the end of November. This project aims to improve the resilience of the water system in the area.
DOWASCO wishes to inform customers and the general public of ongoing upgrade works in a couple areas which are experiencing intermittent water supply as we speak. And these areas are the Pebush area and the West Coast communities. In Pebush, DOWASCO advises residents that the water system upgrade on the Pebush Water Enhancement Project that's funded by the Basic Needs Trust Fund is still under commissioning. And during this final stage, customers will experience temporary service interruptions until the project is fully completed. The old pumps have been replaced with a new, more efficient pump, which is currently supplying the existing 15,000-gallon Mopac tank. Connection work is now ongoing to bring the new 60,000-gallon storage tank online. Once connected, the tank will be tested and disinfected before being placed into service, and that is expected to be completed by late next week. During this period, DOWASCO's technical team will also be adjusting the settings of the new pump to ensure proper operation and to prevent overpumping of the lower Pebush tank. The upgraded system is expected to be fully commissioned by the end of November, and DOWASCO really wants to express our appreciation to the Pebush community for their patience and understanding while we work to bring this new and improved system to the community.
PRO of Dowasco, Kimani Seja. Meantime, Seja says water restoration for the West Coast is currently in progress and discussions have begun for a permanent water system for that area.
In Colibri Stream, Monrachet, Salisbury and Grand Savan, we are pleased to announce that following restoration works, service has been or will be restored to these communities from this afternoon into early this evening. The recent work which was undertaken in that system is expected to significantly enhance the reliability of the supply and reduce frequency of interruptions. We really want to advise our customers that since the extensive damage caused by Tropical Storm Erica and Hurricane Maria and the continued challenges of river flooding, the water system in the Colibri Street area, which serves Colibri Street, Monrachet, Salisbury, Grand Savan, has really been operating with a temporary setup. However, as part of the Water Sector Strategic Development Project, Dowasco conducted community meetings in Salisbury and Colibri Street earlier this year to share information about plans for a more robust and permanent water system for the West Coast. So Dowasco remains committed to strengthening the infrastructure as the project is ongoing. And in the meantime, the company is really encouraging all customers to use water wisely and to conserve wherever and whenever possible as work continues across the island to improve service delivery.
PRO of Dowasco, Kimani Seja. In other news, Chief Election Officer Anthea Joseph is reporting that over 4,000 voters have applied for confirmation since the process began under a month ago. Joseph says allegations of discrepancies in the voter confirmation process are unjustified.
Well, so far we have had at least 4,000 persons, over 4,000 persons have applied for confirmation so far since we started on October 15th. I believe the process is going well. There are little minor issues that are coming up as we are going through the process. We are giving it due attention. And one of the things that we want to remind persons that when they're coming in to the centers to apply for confirmation, that they must be aware that a photograph is to be taken at the center. Therefore, we are asking persons to dress appropriately to take a photo, and that no hats are allowed, no sunglasses, no headbands are allowed. Well, so far, persons who have been going to the centers, they have reported to us that the process is an easy process. They are satisfied despite the rumors and the negative comments that have been aired on some radio stations or on the ground, that persons have been actually saying to persons, don't confirm because the system has flaws and it's not working well. Those who have gone have reported. I've had a few calls from persons who have called to say that the process went very well and they find it very transparent.
Chief Elections Officer Anthea Joseph. The Chief Elections Officer has stated that every Dominican who was on the last voters list has a democratic right to be confirmed.
I want to encourage those persons who cannot read and write, do not be afraid to go to the centers to get confirmed, because the enrollment officer is there to assist you, to fill out your form that you can, if you cannot write or you cannot read, and then you can just put an X for your signatures. When we look at the results per constituency, I believe we're satisfied with the number of persons who have gone out thus far and have taken the step to be confirmed. It means that they understand that it is important, it's their democratic right, and that to be on the new list. As we have been saying, in order for you to get on the new voters list, you need to be confirmed. If you are not on the new voters list at the end of the confirmation period, then you will not be allowed to participate in the electoral process. You really need to be confirmed and have your voter to be able to participate.
Very, very important. In the sense that it is not something that I was working for. It was just a drive in community development and me contributing towards the development of Portsmouth that I have lived in all of my life. Getting to where I am today, it represents not just my work, but the work of the other people that I worked with in the youth group and the Portsmouth Carnival Organizing Committee and other communities and the council especially. So I share that award on behalf of all those people I worked with over the last 3 decades or so.
Former chairman of the Portsmouth Town Council, Titus Francis. Another recipient of the Meritorious Service Award was former senior nurse Shirley Augustine.
It has been a long journey, and I think we served because we loved country, not because of what we could get. And we served in any capacity that we could. Anything that needed to be done, we did it. And it was not for any recognition, but I'm glad that today that we are being recognized for the service to the country. I don't think there's really something to compare because there are a lot of things that are different, because when we started, we did not have the technology that is available now. So there's a lot more technology available to nurses now. We had to learn to do things on our own and to improvise, and I think that helped us a lot in what we did. My advice to the young nurses now, or those who are serving now, would be that they put the patients before themselves, and it is not about monetary rewards, but it's about doing the best for your patients and for your community.
Former senior nurse Shirley Augustine. Meantime, Dr. Victor Emmanuel was a recipient of the 2025 Meritorious Service Award for Medicine.
Well, I'm very pleased to have received it. It's been said that it's always better to give persons their flowers when they're alive and not as tributes when they have gone, but I'm happy that I'm satisfied that I was able to get the flowers in the form of this award. I feel as if I've gotten it for services that I've rendered just because I've been directed by my Creator to do so, not because of any fame or fortune that I sought, just that I was directed by my Creator to do what I did for my people. Well, we have made significant strides. We're not quite there where we want to be, but we're making significant strides, and we're getting there in terms of our quality of service. I mean, it's an evolution. We always have to improve, and we do. I don't think anybody can say that we're retrogressing. So we're moving forward, and we're trying to do our best to provide the best health service that we can for our people. I want to echo the sentiments of one of my colleagues who got an award several years ago, in the person of Dr. Ferraro, who said that he would wish that persons who do specialty training would try to go further afield rather than within the Caribbean or within, in certain areas in the Caribbean, but further afield where they can get more quality training.
And that is the recipient of the 2025 Meritorious Service Award, Dr. Victor Emmanuel. China's ambassador to Dominica says cooperation by Dominica and the People's Republic of China in the areas of climate resilience and disaster prevention is set to reach new heights. His Excellency Chu Maoming made the announcement during a press briefing at the Chinese embassy last week.
Climate resilience and disaster prevention have also become vital aspects of China-Dominica cooperation. From major projects such as the international airport and the schools to community river defense walls construction, we have just finished the Kuliho River defense wall. Resilience considerations are integral to all designs. When meeting with President Burton and Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt last year, President Xi has reaffirmed that China attaches great importance to the issues of small island developing states related to climate change and will continue supporting Dominica in enhancing capabilities in climate action and disaster prevention and mitigation. At the fourth ministerial meeting of the China CELAC Forum, both sides, China and Latin American and Caribbean countries, included climate change cooperation, environmental protection, and disaster risk management in the China CELAC Joint Action Plan, under the guidance of our leaders and the China CELAC Forum Framework. China and Dominica cooperation in climate resilience and disaster prevention is set to reach new heights.
China's ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Chu Maoming. A production by the late Dr. Alwyn Booley will be restaged for 2 nights in celebration of the late Dr. Alwyn Booley's 77th birthday. The late Dr. Alwyn Booley's production, Streak, will take place on Saturday, November 22nd and Sunday, November 23rd at St. Gerald's Hall.
We, the Alwyn Booley Foundation and La Coup des Arts, we are indeed grateful that we had a large audiences on the 1st and 2nd of November for the restaging of Streak. This is Alwyn Booley's first full-length play that was first performed 50 years ago. We thank our patrons and sponsors. And by popular demand, we'll restage Streak again for 2 nights only, on Saturday 22nd November at 8 p.m. and Sunday 23rd November at 7 p.m. at the St. Gerald's Hall, as we continue to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of Streak and also to commemorate what would have been Alwyn Booley's 77th birthday on the 23rd. And the play is suited for adults and children. So we are asking persons who are probably busy or had other things during the season to come see Streak again and help support the rebirth of theatre in Dominica. As Leonard Hornichard said, Streak is a thick slice of Dominican life in the 1970s, and Streak highlights the raising of the Black consciousness, also the Rastafarian movement and the Dread movement in Dominica, and what was current at that time in Dominica in terms of the politics and the vibes. You'll get a bit of history, you'll get entertainment. Most of all, you'll be supporting the rebirth of theatre in Dominica, because we really have to keep it going so that we can continue to have actors and actresses that will probably hit the international stage and make us very, very proud.
Member of the Alwyn Booley Foundation, Magistrate Gloria Septra Augustus. Senior Met Officer Marshall Alexander says Dominica has experienced indirect effects from weather systems developed during the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. The season, which began on June 1 and will conclude on November 30th, 2025. Alexander says although the season has not yet ended, Dominica has been fortunate to avoid direct impacts from any systems this year. He made these comments during the Disaster and You radio program on DBS Radio this morning.
Just to say it's not over yet, more fitting to do that analysis after the season is over, which is on the 30th of November officially. There was a first prediction done in May. The prediction was for an above normal season, and there was a 60% chance of an above normal season. However, the second prediction done in August also leaned towards an above normal season. However, the percentage was decreased from 60 to 50%. Official season runs from the 1st of June to the 30th of November, and these predictions are done prior to the start of the Atlantic season. And some of the key factors driving the season was the warmer than average surface temperatures, weak wind shear, and that is the direction and speed of winds, the difference in direction and speed of winds from the surface to the upper levels, and also an active West African monsoon. So these were some of the drivers given for that prediction so far. Nevertheless, Dominica has experienced indirect effects, and that is tropical waves, troughs, and we did have the impacts of flooding, gusty winds, landslides, and rough seas. So we did have some indirect impacts experienced during the season.
That is Senior Met Officer Marshall Alexander. And that's the National Focus. Regional and international developments comes up next.
At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 5 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. Loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
DBS News.
Welcome back in news from the region. The death toll in Jamaica from the passage of Hurricane Melissa on October 28th now stands at 45. Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris Dixon made this statement earlier today.
The numbers that have been confirmed, and just noting these have been confirmed by the JCF, so they have investigated and they have concluded that these deaths were associated with the hurricane, and they have done so in conjunction with the JDF. And so the total confirmed fatalities coming out of Hurricane Melissa now stands at 45. Hanover, 2, Westmoreland, 15, St. James, 6, Trelawney, 2, St. Anne, 1, Portland, 1, St. Elizabeth, 18. So that's a total confirmed of 45. In terms of postmortems, they have been able to conduct 33 postmortems to date. And there are some they're waiting to do the postmortems on. And so that is the confirmed number. The confirmed number is 45.
And that is Jamaica's Information Minister, Dr. Dana Morris Dixon. Internationally, French President Emmanuel Macron has announced that France and Palestine will establish a joint committee to advance legal and institutional frameworks for a viable Palestinian state. Macron warned Israel that any move to annex the West Bank would cross a red line and vowed coordination or coordinated action with European partners if such plans proceed. During a joint press conference in Paris with Palestine President and France President, declared that France and Palestine would create a committee focused on developing constitutional, legal and administrative foundations to reinforce the Palestinian state. Macron said the initiative reflects France's long-standing commitment to the two-state solution and international law. That's the news. Sports comes up next.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 5 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. Loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
Welcome to DBS Evening's Sports Report. Dominica will not be attending the 2025 World of Boxing Congress in Rome, Italy, and will instead cast its vote online. Dominica is among 6 Caribbean nations eligible to vote, alongside Barbados, Bermuda, the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, and the USVI. President of the Dominica Boxing Association, Job Joseph, says the association's focus has shifted to supporting young boxer Tahir Tyson, who is seeking medical treatment in Trinidad after being diagnosed with cancer and unable to walk.
Dominica were registered to attend that Congress, but will withdraw their move to Rome. Our focus now is on young Tyson, and every opportunity we get to receive monies, it will go to the young boxer to help him fight his illness. And this money could go to his medical bills. Dominica Boxing Association has wrote to the World of Boxing and tell them that we'll no longer be coming, but we would like the opportunity to vote online. And this was successful. We have numbers of letters that we are going to send out to different companies to help us to go to the Congress and also to go to numbers of competition in the Caribbean and international world. But these plans has changed, seeing that our focus is on young Tyson medicals. We plan to have a competition in Dominica somewhere in December, and all money of that competition will go to Tyson. The only competition we will take part in is in January 2026 in Grenada, and it's because of a commitment we had with them, and they were here to support us when we had ours some 2 months ago. So as I said, that our focus right now is on young Tyson, and we'll do everything in our power to help him and his medical condition.
The president further called on the general public to support the association in whatever way possible. The Dominica Boxing Association will have a radiothon for the young boxer on DBS Radio's Off the Field program on Wednesday from 7 p.m.
Dominicans has supported the Boxing Association every time we call. And I know this time around they will do the same thing, seeing that this is a very big call. We would like every Dominican to think of it, give us a priority for this young boxer who now is in Trinidad on medical, so he can come back as a young boxer and live a normal life. For those who do not hear the first clipping, he is diagnosed with cancer and is unable to walk and is taking treatment right now in Trinidad. We appeal to the public to support us tomorrow night, Wednesday, on DBS Radio, where we will have a program where you could call in and pledge to put or to help him his medical bills. I also want to let the nation know that the Prime Minister has given his word that he will do everything he can do in his power. We all can do everything we can do in our power to support this young boxer. I thank you very much.
President of the Dominica Boxing Association, Job Joseph. The Dominica Tennis Association is taking steps to rejuvenate the sport on island. International tennis coach John Gouda is here on island conducting a week-long workshop with the association. The workshop will help introduce the basics of tennis to the participants.
We try to revive tennis as basic as we can so that step-by-step tennis can move forward, even if it's with a handful of people, but there is enough fertile ground to get to the next level of where we are now.
Okay. All right, so what are some of the things that you'll be doing? I know you have a handful of coaches here. What are some of the immediate plans?
Well, the key is we teach them how to approach beginners. This course is for absolute beginners of the game. It's called the Play Tennis course, and the curriculum is a worldwide standard from the whole world for the International Tennis Federation. But then I can translate it more into the reality of Dominica and how we use the curriculum to do that. And one of the things is competition. And competition is what people should look for, not training, competition. People should play the game first, and then we get them better.
International tennis coach John Gouda. Newcomer and overseas-based player to the senior men's national football team, Durrell Maynard, is looking forward with the possibility of making his debut at the senior level. Maynard is one of 5 overseas-based players in the 23-man squad as Dominica gets set to participate in the CONCACAF series this week in St. Kitts. Dominica has been placed in Group B alongside Belize, St. Martin and host country St. Kitts. Dominica will play its first game on Wednesday against the French St. Martin. Kickoff time is 4 p.m.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to all the coaching staff who gave me this opportunity. For me personally, I've played at the youth level, so playing here is a lovely opportunity, I feel like, at least for me. I've been trying to make the team for years, but for some personal reasons, I haven't been able to. So happily this year, I can finally display my talents.
All right, tell us a little bit about Durrell. Who are you exactly and what you hope to bring to this team?
So for me personally, I am a defender. I play primarily as a left back or a right back. I can play as a centre back. For me personally, I'm trying to bring stability because my style of play is simple, 1-2 touch. So hopefully I can bring some stability and I can bring us a win.
All right, and you've been based in the United States, so what has that experience been like?
It's been great. I will say it has changed my philosophy on football, especially playing in the teams of the under coaches. It's helped me to at least grow my football to a level that I feel like I needed. Because when I left, I don't think that my football was as good as it was as right now.
All right, and of course, coming up against St. Martin, first 2 games, what is your mindset?
Honestly, I'm just really happy to be here. In terms of being nervous and all that stuff, not really. I honestly just want to take the field and represent my country.
National player Durrell Maynard. Meantime, head coach of their team, Ellington Sabin, says he's looking forward to positive results.
As always, we are focused. We are focused as a team. We are focused as staff. As you can see behind us, the players are in an early morning session. We have another session this evening, and it's just about getting the guys sharp and prepared for the job at hand to play St. Martin tomorrow.
All right, we would have had a few weeks preparation. Satisfied with how things went?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, but the preparation is adequate and suitable to bring home some results. We had a chance to look at the St. Martin tomorrow yesterday in the same hotel as us. It's just about going out there and doing what we have to do and doing what we practice to end up getting the job done.
All right, let's talk about the team. We have some newcomers. We have some overseas-based players. A quick word on the newcomers or some of the newcomers, what they would bring to this team.
Well, the newcomers always will bring energy. I mean, they bring youthfulness and energy, and we always welcome that in the team. It's about rotating the team and giving some persons a chance, and they showed that they had all it takes to make the team, and we gave them that opportunity. Right now it's just about seeing them in an actual game situation and seeing what they can deliver versus unfamiliar opponents.
All right, what will be the message for the guys for this first game against St. Martin? Obviously, you want to hit the ground running.
Well, obviously, like you say, hit the ground running, go up there, do your best, defend the country, play for the country, play for your family, your friends, and do as much as possible what you know, what you are accustomed to, and execute with perfection and clinical.
All right, Coach, let's go back a bit to the training. Of course, a lot of work was done on possession, finishing as well. Satisfied with how the guys have responded to that?
Well, yeah, I mean, we did a lot of work in these areas because as we saw in our most recent games, we kind of struggled more or less. We were not fluent in possession as we would like to be, and our finishing wasn't as clinical as we wanted it to be. So we put a lot of emphasis on that, hopefully, that we can deliver in our game tomorrow.
Head coach of the Dominica Senior Men's National Team, Ellington Sabin. The starting 11 will be picked from goalkeepers Jerome Burkhardt, Dante Newton, and Jahim Coffey. Defenders Eustace Marshall, Jalen Johnville, Marcus Bredas, Ethan Nichols, Nick Anthony, Leon Edwards, Mosiah Bonney, and Durrell Maynard. Midfielders are Savio Ansem, Nathan Newton, Giovanni Xavier, Brielle Thomas, Malachi Bonney, Giles Mitchell. And the forwards, Odell Laville, Travis Joseph, Javid George, Dante Warrington, Anton Larrock, and Troy Jules. That's it for the sports report for this evening. I've been the presenter, Alian Christopher, on behalf of the entire news team and our links person, Joseph Fadul, saying good evening.
At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 5 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. Loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening and welcome to the evening edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 11th day of November 2025. We begin with this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Death Announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. We announced the death of Modestine Laville David, better known as Ma Papi, age 93, of Cotton, Viecas. She died on Monday, the 20th of October 2025 at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. She was the mother of Thomas, Casimir, and Eddie in the USA, Felix in St. Martin, and Dr. Camille David. She will also be remembered by her grandchildren, Nelisa, Irvis, Kimron, Cassian, Adesha or Adasha, Adela, Ashton, Taskia, Kevi, Sidila, Eddie, Jay, Bathy or Bathy, and Medine. Her great-grandchildren, Marky, Markim, Delan,